Exodus chapter 22 verses 22 to 24. Do not take advantage of the widow or the fatherless. If you do, and they cry out to me, I will certainly hear their cry. My anger will be aroused, and I will kill you with the sword. Your wives will become widows, and your children fatherless. So, my dear friends, if you look at these verses, it clearly shows how compassionate God is, and at the same time, what a just God He is. So, my dear friends, if we have to look at these verses, and especially the first two verses, they clearly tell us how God warns people against harming widows and fatherless. Now, when I say widow, a widow refers to anyone who has lost their life partner, right? And who's without any support and love and care. And the same goes for fatherless people. When I say fatherless, it means orphans, those who have lost their parents and have no one to take care of or support them in any way. So these are the people who would definitely cry out to God for help in times of need. Since they have nobody else to look for, most of them do look out for God's help. And God is going to be all the more loving because they are the ones who are less fortunate compared to those who have already have their parents and life partners. So obviously God is going to be more protective of them and try to make up for that loss of their loved ones. Right, guys? So if you look at the second verse 23, he's saying, he's actually assuring those people, that is, he's assuring all the widows and orphans that he is going to be their support, and he is going to take up for them against all those who are mistreating them. So it's a clear warning to all those people who are mistreating widows and fatherless, right? And verse 24 shows the consequences we would face if we don't hinder or listen to his warning. That is, if we do not obey God's warning, if we do not obey his instructions, we are going to face the consequences that are mentioned in verse 24. Right? So, it clearly tells us that if we do not obey God, he is going to give us up basically to the sword. That is, he is going to take our life. And then what would happen? What would happen? Our life partners would become widows again, and our children would become orphans. So the same treatment. And what we have done to widows and fatherless, others would do to our life partners and children. So it's true justice, because it's God, and God is so just. So let's be very vigilant of our actions, and let's ask God's pardon in case if we've been very rude to some widow or fatherless, unintentionally or intentionally. So let's ask God for his pardon, and let's try to be better so that we can be closer to God, and we can have his grace and compassion, and especially his protection, right? Especially in these evil times where there's so much of misery and so much of danger that we are surrounded by. So thank you for your time, guys.